Here's Hamna and me, Alessandra, for a suitcase of poetry. Today we spoke about our poems and style and how to write poems about topics we have in connection and sometimes not. I want to ask Amna because she has a very powerful story and her life was great, and she moved in different countries. She moved in different cities for a long time. So I want to ask Amna about her life, how to write poems in different languages and what languages she chose, and about identity and also migration in her poems.
Yeah, hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. So I grew up in, actually, up until age 24, I stayed in the same city of Lahore and in a homogenous society. And at that time, it was even less connected to the outside world other than via books or limited television programs. And then I moved to US and I just started living there. But there was always, as a migrant, you always feel like you want to go back to your country of origin. And much later, as an adult, when I came back here in 2008 and brought my daughter with me, I realized that this is not what I was looking for, the country from my youth, but it was in my head. Life had moved on. So I went back and I just feel like this whole idea of migration is like, in a way, we are a migrant from the day we're born because we are in this transient world. So that's how this poem came about. Like, who am I? So in a way, it's about migration, but it's also about identity. So that's where it came from. And it's written, my poem is written in Urdu, which is the language that I grew up with. And I translate them in English really for general audience, but these are not formal translations. These are just quick and rudimentary translations. So my friends and people who don't understand or read Urdu can understand these poems. That's where I am.
Okay, Amna. Which poem do you want to read us?
So I will read the poem about migration.
Okay.
I'll read first in Urdu and then I'll read you the English translation. It's titled Hijrat. मुहाजिर नहीं हूँ, हालांकि कई बार हिजरत कर चुकी हूँ. एक मुल्क से दूसरे मुल्क, एक शहर से दूसरे शहर. दरअसल मैं यात्री हूँ. जहां भी जाऊं, पुरसुकून होकर भी बेचैन रहती हूँ. सभी अपने ही लगते हैं और नहीं भी लगते. मिट्टी नहीं हूँ, पानी हूँ या हवा हूँ. पानी तो फिर भी एक सिमत में ही बहता है या साकित भी रह सकता है. हवा की तरह यात्री हूँ. यही मेरा मुकद्दर है और यही मेरा स्वभाव. So it's titled Migration. I am not an immigrant, even though I have migrated many times from one country to another, from one city to another. Actually, I'm a pilgrim. Wherever I go, I remain restless, even when I am at peace. Everyone seems familiar, and also don't seem familiar. I am not soil. I am water, or maybe air. Water flows, even water flows in one direction, or can even be still. I am a pilgrim like the air. This is my destiny and my nature.
Thank you, Amna. Very, very, very deep, I think. This image of the pilgrim who is like water or is like air is very, very powerful, I think.
Thank you, Alessandra. Now let's talk about your poetry. I was so mesmerized by your poetry. I mean, I just think that the way your poetry about identity is just amazing. And you wrote the poem that just struck a chord with me. You wrote it when you were in your early 20s. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You were very young, and to come up with such amazing thought process and amazing metaphors and to take a poem, a verse of Anne Sexton, and then wrap your poem around it and make it your own is brilliant. It really struck a chord with me because it's about identity, it's about being a woman, and really, is that true? Is your inner, what is your inner landscape and what is outside? Do you want to talk about how that poem came about?
Okay, we spoke before about this. One of my lyrics, which is a song, yes, as you told, I wrote in my early 20s with a friend. She wrote the music. We had this project, two women, and we love to play with the loop station. We were a duo, and I sang and she played. And as I told you, when you're young, you're not scared to use material from other authors. So I was reading a lot of Sylvia Plath and Sexton, who is an author I still I'm in love with, and Sexton poetry. And so I wrote this poem, which is, I think, very feminist, and I think is expresses the idea of how I was thinking about also maternity, and how to be a mother, which is a topic I'm still thinking about it. But at that time, I had this image of the inner landscape, which is an outside one, and I don't know how it came out, but it is very. I think it was connected to my ideas, and I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it, and the title is A Part. And we used to play it, but I'm gonna read it, and it's in English because I wrote it in English. I had ideas in Italian, but I think I had some just a few lines, and then I translate everything, and it came in English. My inner landscape is an outside womb, an elsewhere which holds me in. My inner landscape begins here in the eye of verse, between myself and I, the other me. And then Anne Sexton. In my dream, drilling into the marrow of my entire bone, my real dream, I'm walking up and down Beacon Hill, searching for a street sign, namely Mercy Street, not there. Mes rêves, boulangerie des lettres, de là je me réinvente. My fingers, tight tips, I'm probing myself, closed in a violent eggshell, framed supremacy, oracular mirror. I'm looking at myself, I'm looking into me. I am not, I am not, I am. So it's
amazing.
It was a song, and I think we had this double language in common, this way to speak about identity in trying to we spoke about metaphor, and I think you're more understandable. You have a vivid way to express yourself, and also this topic of identity is very clear. Maybe me, I put a shadow on words, and in this specific example, this poem is very metaphorical and not so easy to understand it. But I think we have this connection, and we didn't know that before. So it's very interesting. No,
it is. And actually, Eastern philosophy, there is a famous Sufi poet, Baba Bulle Shah, and his famous line is Bulia ki jana main kaun, Bulia, who knows who I am. And the whole song or poem is about that I'm not of earth, I'm not of water, I'm nothing. So you take like idea about where we come from, or whether should I be a mother or not, and then turn it into this beautiful ageless poem. It's like anybody can, it can be applied to older age. I can relate to it. And a young woman thinking about what I should do, or even feminism. This is just brilliant. I love it. And then to take a master like Anne Sexton and then own it is just, I think you're right. When you're young, then you're so brave. It's amazing.
So let's be brave. Let's be brave also.
Yeah.
Today.
I'm so glad we connected. Yeah, I am so glad. I'm thankful to Suitcase of Poetry for connecting us, and we should continue to meet and continue to collaborate and share poems, and maybe meet one day in person.
For sure. Yeah. In Italy or in the US, we will meet for sure.
Italy. I want to come to Italy. Or even in Pakistan. We could meet in Pakistan.
Or even in Pakistan, yes.
Okay.
These are our countries, so
yeah.
Let's see what
happens. All right.
Thank you, Amna.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Ciao.